Hi everybody, and welcome to another session of Facebook Live. It's the holiday season. I hope everybody is full of joy and healthy. These are the months, from the last part of the year where most people gain 5 to 10 pounds. Most people are extremely stressed. Hopefully we're going to give you some tips and hints today on how you can stay healthy during the holidays and how you can reduce some of those stresses. It's very important to pay attention to your life and your health during the holiday season so you can enjoy it to the max. I do want to start today with a quick mention of our 5 days of giveaways. That's going on right now, as a matter of fact. Every day this week we're giving away a cleansing kit, which will be great. You can do it during the holidays or you can wait till after the holidays when usually people in January, February do their New Year's resolutions and start their cleansing. That contest is happening right now on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and the links are going to be posted down below. Also, our Black Friday sale, the healthiest sale of the year from Global Healing Center, is starting on Friday. I'm very excited about that. Don't miss out on your favorite products with the added discount. However, if you want early access, because our products do sell out really fast, we're going to be posting a link that you can actually take advantage of the Black Friday specials with a VIP early access code. And that's going to be ghc.us/VIP live. So you don't want to miss out on that. Make sure that you get, we do not do a lot of sales at Global Healing Center because there's such a demand for the high quality products that we offer. So definitely want to take advantage of that. And starting out, thank you again for submitting all your questions. Really love to do these Q&A sessions. And the first question that we have today is, what are some symptoms of iodine deficiency besides being cold? More and more we're starting to learn about how iodine deficiency affects everything in the body. We now know that every single cell requires iodine. We're now seeing that some of the main deficiencies that I look at, number one, is always going to be thyroid. It's always going to be your metabolism. And when you have a weak or a hyperactive thyroid, and what we're finding is that iodine deficiency can be associated with hyperthyroidism, hypothyroidism, or Hashimoto's, which Hashimoto's is when your thyroid goes up and down. And if you look into the root cause, which is what we always want to do, always ask yourself, what is the root cause of me suffering from a negative health condition? What is the root cause of my depression? What is the root cause of everything? Your lights go off in your house. What is the root cause? We just forget in this society to focus on the root cause and we focus on the symptoms. If the oil light comes on in your car, you don't put a Band-Aid over it. You figure out why the oil light's coming on. And that's the biggest mistake in our healthcare system today, is not addressing the root cause. So number one, iodine deficiency, and with a sluggish or overactive thyroid comes many different things. That can be a low metabolism. But even without categorizing the thyroid in with what other things happen when you're dealing with an iodine deficiency, fatigue. How many people do you know that are just fatigued or out of energy around 2 or 3 in the afternoon? Constipation. Constipation is an epidemic, and it has been an epidemic for years and years and years. Pretty much all prescription medications cause constipation, and iodine deficiency causes constipation. One of the other big factors that I see that we're dealing with right now in today's society is depression, anxiety. There are so many different products out there, nootropics, brain health, stimulate your learning, all this. Are they addressing the root cause of why you're having those issues? No. Address the root cause of why you're dealing with depression, why you're dealing with anxiety, why you're dealing with cognitive function, not being able to remember things correctly, not forgetting things, forgetting your keys. I mean, what is causing that? It's caused by the amount of chemicals and the amount of toxins that are coming into your body through the air and the food and the water, and the amount of aluminum and heavy metals. And now we're even finding links to harmful organisms affecting cognitive function. But iodine deficiency has a long history of affecting the pineal gland and different areas of the brain and cognitive function of the brain. So difficulty sleeping, as a matter of fact, is another symptom of iodine deficiency. So if you're having difficulty sleeping, if you're having insomnia, if you're waking up in the middle of the night, that may be another sign of iodine deficiency. For women, male prostate, and for women, any type of ovarian cysts, any type of fibrocystic breast disease, any bumps, lumps, anything in your body would be a telltale sign of iodine deficiency. Anxiety as well. So what do we use to rectify that? I mean, we've spent years trying to develop a nascent, fast-acting, monatomic form of iodine that can go directly into the cells. And not only does iodine nourish the cells, but iodine is a very powerful detoxifier. It detoxifies harmful organisms. It detoxifies the other harmful halogens, chlorine, fluorine, bromine. So iodine to me is, and I've said this multiple times, is one of the most effective things. Also, harmful organisms. It has a very powerful effect on harmful organisms within the body. So there are a whole list of symptoms that we could talk about, but those are some of the ones that I think that are affecting the majority of the population right now that iodine can help you deal with and help you become healthier. And ultimately, you want to address things in your diet. You want to address the type of water you're drinking. You want to address many other factors and try to clean up your life as best as possible and detoxify your body as much as possible. But iodine is a very important supplement for everybody to be taking. Question number 2. I have terrible allergies. What's a good way to maintain a healthy immune system? So if someone comes to me and says, Dr. Group, I have really bad allergies, what do I need to do? Well, the first thing I'm going to say is, do you know what's causing your allergies? Like, again, what is the root cause of your allergies? And in looking at and evaluating thousands upon thousands of cases, allergies is a huge thing that we're dealing with these days. Allergies in children, 8 out of 10 children now are suffering from some sort of allergy. You have so many chemicals and toxins that affect children, even when they feed children formulas and not breast milks. Allergies really start at a young age, but we're actually seeing allergies take hold at an older age as well. And the telltale sign of allergies is dysfunction in the gut, in the intestinal tract. And that means you're eating the wrong foods, you're drinking the wrong things, and it's affected your gut, and your gut is out of whack. And all of these particles, these chemical particles, are the particles in food that haven't been broken down properly because you didn't chew your food, or you're eating a lot of processed food, canned food, microwave food, meat, corn, GMOs, gluten, artificial colors, preservatives. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. All of these chemical byproducts go damage your gut lining. When the root cause of all allergies is a damage to the intestinal tract and a lack of probiotics. So a good way to maintain the immune system and a good way to reverse or to work with your allergies is to always start by doing an intestinal cleanse with oxygen. And that's what we use the oxy powder for. That's why we use probiotics. That's why you're starting to see more and more people that have suffered from allergies for a long period of time start to repair. If you repair your gut, the allergies slowly start to go away. A lot of people also have airborne allergies, like they're allergic to cedar in the air or pollen in the air. Now that's another type of an allergic response, but 90% of the allergic responses internally come from food. And you want to avoid soy-based products, you want to avoid dairy products. Raw goat's milk, raw sheep milk is going to be okay, but dairy is a big, it's putting gas on the fire. I mean, dairy and gluten and GMO foods are basically causing inflammatory reactions within the intestinal lining, which are going to lead to more allergies. I would estimate that probably 90% of the population has chronic intestinal problems, chronic mucus secretion, excess mucus secretion, and chronic inflammation in their body somewhere starting in the intestine. So going back to the allergies, what we want to do is take things that are going to repair the gut, boost the immune system. The fastest way to heal the gut and the immune system is doing a 72-hour water-only fast. That would be an option. Fasting, intermittent fasting, works incredibly well for allergies. Oregano oil, which is right here, the Oregotrex, works extremely well at balancing out the harmful organisms in the gut, and it works really well for the immune system. Probiotics work extremely well to repopulate the gut. The oxy powder, which is an oxygen-based intestinal cleanser, works extremely well for repopulating and cleansing the gut as well. For allergies, if you're sneezing a lot, if you have allergies to different things in the air, I recommend what I use is the Allertrex. The Allertrex is a respiratory product made with specific herbs to help kind of open up those bronchial pathways. Turmeric works extremely well to reduce inflammation, reduce pain, and detoxification. Eating the right foods, drinking a lot of water works really good for allergies. So it all goes back, regardless of what health condition you're dealing with, is just ask yourself, my self-healing mechanism is the most powerful healing mechanism in the world. It's already inside of me. What am I doing that's reducing that self-healing mechanism? And one of the things I didn't touch on, which you always have to consider when you're talking about gut health, is the amount of stress that you're under. And since we're talking about the holidays right now and the stress that comes with the holidays, not getting enough sleep, eating fast, keeping your body in a sympathetic state instead of a parasympathetic state. See, this is another thing that I'd like to touch on when you talk about allergies. There's surveys that have been done that basically have evaluated thousands upon thousands of people. And people, as we know right now, are very stressed. They're very anxious. Whether it's what you're reading and seeing on TV, the political tension, the unhappiness in their life, the unhappiness at work, that watching TV, you're in a sympathetic state. Being at work most of the time, you're in a sympathetic state. And when I say the difference between sympathetic and parasympathetic is how your nervous system works. When you eat and for your body to digest food properly, it should be in a parasympathetic state. The situation that we're dealing with now is that most people are in a sympathetic, which is fight or flight state for the majority of the day. And that's why they're having situations with sleeping. They're not able to sleep properly. They're on antidepressants, anti-anxiety. They're trying to deal with their stress. They're not meditating enough. They're not paying attention to themselves. They're focusing on everything else. They don't love themselves. They're unhappy with themselves. They're not satisfied with their life. And so stress plays a major role because it puts our intestinal tract into a sympathetic state. If our intestines are in a sympathetic state, then that means all of the food that we're eating and we're breaking down, we're really having a hard time absorbing it and utilizing it, and it's not getting broken down, because when you're in a sympathetic state, the digestive tract just stops. It just stops. It doesn't work. That's why when you eat, you should have a meal with your family, maybe some nice calming music on, some candles. You should do some deep breathing exercises with your family before you eat, and you should always eat in a calm state. The fastest way to get your body from a sympathetic to a parasympathetic is to close your eyes and take 9 deep breaths. Deep breath through the nose. And out through the mouth. 9 times will bring your body from a sympathetic into a parasympathetic. When you're eating, the TV should not be on in the background. Everything should be quiet. You can have some nice, peaceful music on during the time you're eating. Everything that's going to calm you down. You'll notice, and chew your food really, really well until it's a liquid before you swallow it. And have good conversations. Ask conversations with your family, your loved ones. What are you grateful for today? What are you happy about today? Can you talk about some of the positive things that happened in your life today? Too many times people are focusing on the negative all the time. And then the conversations revolve around this negative, oh, somebody did this to me today. Oh, somebody did that to me today. It's just like, I'm the victim. I'm suffering from this. We have to change. We have to change the way we think about things. We have to start thinking positive thoughts. Anybody can come up with an hours-long list of stuff they're not happy about in their life every single day. Try to come up with an hour-long list of the stuff that you're happy about in your life. An hour-long list of the things that you're grateful for in your life. That's why it's so important in the mornings, when you to not grab your phone, and to win the mornings, and to be happy in the mornings, and to meditate in the mornings, and to do personal development in the mornings, and talk about what you're grateful for, and keep a journal. What are you joyous about? Do you know that there's one person that if you're not happy with, that you're going to spend the rest of your life with, that can make your life miserable? Guess who that person is? That person is you. Do you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody that makes you miserable, or you're not happy with, or you're not in love with every single day? And that's a common scene and scenario right now that many people are dealing with, that they don't love themselves. They don't look in the mirror and say, I love you, and I'm happy with you just the way you are. Think about it. Do you really want to live with a negative person? You have to live with yourself. You have to live with yourself. And that's not even accounting the people and your friends and your loved ones and your kids and your husband and your wife or whoever. You have to live with yourself for the rest of your life. So you might as well, think of ways that you can be happy and you can deal with yourself and you can love yourself. Okay, the next question. I get very dry skin in the cold months. What would you recommend for this? Well, a good type of certified organic lotion or parfait visage is what we have, keeps the skin moisturized. But looking at what's causing the dry skin, yes, there's less moisture in the air in the winter, it's colder in the winter. What I would really look at is what are you putting on your skin? What type of skincare products are you currently using? Skincare products are can be extremely beneficial, but can be extremely damaging to your skin as well. I see people slather the sunscreen on their skin. I see toxic, there's 30, 40 different cancer-causing compounds in most SPF sun protection products out there. They're one of the worst things that you can put on your skin. I see people spraying mosquito or insect repellent all over their skin. I see people using toxic soaps, toxic lotions, toxic everything. So the first thing when it comes to skincare, your skin is a direct reflection of the inside of your body first. So changing up your diet, eating some good healthy nuts and seeds and getting those good essential omega-3, 6, and 9 fatty acids is going to help your skin. But if your skin is flaky and if it's dry in the cold months, most likely you're not drinking enough water either. People have a tendency to reduce their water consumption from November to January. It's known that they increase their alcohol consumption. They increase their coffee and warm, they like to drink warm liquids and teas and coffee and have that frappuccino and have all that other stuff during the holidays. What happens is when people eat sometimes twice as much food from November through January, they also become much more dehydrated. They're not in the sun, they're not sweating, so the skin becomes dry. The body sucks the water for the internal tissue. So one of the things I would recommend is drink a lot more water during the holidays, because a lot of people are drinking a lot more alcohol, and a lot more sodas and all that other stuff. But just find a good or certified organic, non-toxic moisturizing lotion for your skin and focus more on internal. Another thing you could do is just use some essential oils and mix it in with like some jojoba oil. Just jojoba oil with some essential oils, frankincense, myrrh, lavender, rose, jasmine. Those are some really good essential oils that you can use. And you can just make your own liquid and just use that to rub into your skin. Main thing also when you talk about dry skin is the water that is coming out of your shower. A lot of times the water, if it's tap water, can be very damaging and very dehydrating. So I would look into possibly getting a shower filter. I have not done the latest research on what is the best shower filter out there. Maybe we can do a project on that or something, but you can look into that, do your research, get a good shower filter, and that should also help the dryness of the skin. Not only should you have that during the holiday months, but you should just have that year round. Because your body does absorb up to can absorb up to 7 glasses of water through the skin if it's very hot. Average, I would say maybe 8 ounces or so, or maybe a little bit more than that, depending on how long you're in the shower also. All right, so everybody knows that we are entering into the cold and flu season. So what can I share, any type of natural remedies for the cold and flu, and what do you think about elderberry glycerin? I've always been a big fan of excess vitamin C, elderberry during the holidays. Basically, my recommendations, the things that I usually tell people that call me and they say, hey, I've got a cold or flu. Number one is to not ever get a flu shot. And the reason for that is there's absolutely no way that you can predict the influenza virus. So flu shots are basically, they flip a coin, they're getting worse and worse because they used to just have one strain of an influenza, H1N1. Now they're mixing 5 or 6 different strains of influenza in the flu shots, and you will probably actually get the flu, and who knows what else, maybe. I've talked to individuals that just went in for a flu shot, and then they ended up with some sort of neurological problem, Guillain-Barré syndrome, and it's ruined their whole life. So the number one thing is, and this is just my recommendations, you know, this is from years of research into looking in the mechanism, the root cause. You know, you won't get the flu if your body and your immune system are strong. You will get the flu, however, from these man-made viruses that they're creating and everything that's spread around. I mean, sometimes it doesn't necessarily mean that if you're super healthy and your immune system is strong that you won't get the flu, but you will be able to deal with that and your body will produce an antibody for it. I mean, that's a normal process that we go through. That's why it's best to have your kids touch the dirt and put their hand in their mouth and do all that stuff. I mean, we've become a society now where we're creating weaker immune systems on purpose. The medical system knows that. That's why they're doing campaigns. Have your kids wash their hands before they do this. That's why they're putting the hand sanitizers everywhere, because they know that all that's going to actually reduce your immune system and make you more susceptible to getting illnesses. You know, when we are able to just touch things and everything, our bodies can naturally all the time create antibodies to all these different things. So what I recommend to people during the flu season is load up on probiotics. You know, I'll even take, 4 to 8 capsules of Floritrex a day. 3 things: probiotics, detoxidine, and oregano oil. Oregano oil, detoxidine, and Floritrex. Those are my 3 go-to things when during the flu season. I'll tell you one other thing that I also do, which works really, really well, is the turmeric. Turmeric works amazing. It reduces inflammation. It's got antimicrobial properties to it. So that's pretty much what you need. But I'll tell you what works tremendously well is if you do have the flu, what you really just need to do is rest and just drink water. The study at USC, 72-hour water-only fast. Not only did it boost the immune system to very extremely high levels, but it also created immune system stem cells, almost regenerating the immune system in 72 hours. So if you have the symptoms of a flu, get in bed, just drink nothing but, this is one option, just get in bed, rest, and drink nothing but water for 72 hours. The worst thing people do is they try to reduce the fever. Our bodies naturally are made to go up to about 106.7 and for short periods of time. That's because every single virus, bacteria, organism dies between 99 degrees and 106.7 degrees. Cancer cells actually die around 106 degrees. So it's the natural process of the body to go through the fever. And so that's another tip, is just let your body rest, let your body go through the fever. But as a preventative, so you don't get the flu or a cold this year, you can take oregano oil, you can load up on probiotics, you can reduce the amount of alcohol, you can reduce your amount of stress with meditation, you can eat healthier during the holiday season. I mean, all of those things you can do. And during the holiday season, a lot of people will use oxy powder every other day or every day because they know they're going to be eating, they know they're going to have family and friends in, they know they're probably going to be drinking it late. So it's best to get that out of your system as fast as you possibly can. So, using the oxy powder, that way the food doesn't sit in your system for 72 hours and the proteins turn putrefactic, the carbohydrates ferment, and the fats turn rancid, and then you're just putting more food on top of that, more food, then you end up with this, gaining tons of weight and bloating. So if you are going to be eating a lot, if you are going to be, enjoying yourself during the holiday season, at least do your body the benefits of cleansing on a regular basis during the holidays. Okay, so the next question, I get terrible acid reflux when I eat, but I want to enjoy Thanksgiving. What can I do? Well, what is the cause of the acid reflux? Most likely you don't have enough betaine HCl, your stomach is not producing enough acid, you're eating the wrong foods. That's something that can be fixed, fairly easily. So I would address the root cause of why you're dealing with acid reflux and change the type of food. So here's what I usually recommend for people that are suffering from acid reflux. Number one, there's some beet-derived betaine HCl, okay? That you can usually find that at a natural food store. That you can take, which seems to work really well. So I do that. I also take enzymes, the veganzyme. Now the veganzyme you take 20 minutes before you eat anything, and that kind of sets the stage to help you break down your food. Don't drink any water with your food, or don't drink any other type of drink with your food. You want it when you eat, you want the least amount of drinks. A best case scenario is when you eat, you drink nothing at all, because it dilutes the digestive juices, it dilutes the enzymes. In nature, for example, if you eat a fruit, there's already water in it. There's already a certain amount of water in everything that's organic, that's raw. Even raw nuts and seeds have a certain amount of water in them already. So in nature, you don't ever see, an animal eating something and then drinking at the same time. They'll eat, they'll let it digest, then they'll go drink water. So we drink way too much. Like you see people in restaurants with like a 42-ounce drink of a cola, and they have a big pile of food here. So drinking and food should never go together in meals. But we eat the wrong processed, horrible meals to the point where there's so much salt and chemicals in there that it makes us thirsty, so we have to drink. By the way, that was all designed by the food industry years and years ago on purpose. So we would eat more food, we would become addicted to food, we would put different types of additives in there to make us addicted to it, and so we would eat more and want to drink at the same time. The sweet, the sour, the salty, all of that. So what I would recommend you do, also a good remedy is organic apple cider vinegar. Organic apple cider vinegar and water, just a little bit of it before the meal, and probiotics, and aloe vera. We have a certified organic aloe vera. So usually for anybody who's suffering from acid reflux, addressing the root cause, which is starting to eat more raw foods, betaine HCl, enzymes, chewing your food until it's a liquid before you swallow it, probiotics, and aloe vera. I've never had a situation without using all of those things and really changing your diet and cleansing and not drinking anything with your meals. It takes a while, maybe a few weeks or so, but ultimately you're fixing the situation and you're fixing the root cause of it. The next question is, how can I stay healthy during the holidays? I don't want to get a cold, and this kind of goes back to what I was saying before. Staying active. Make sure you get sleep. Sleep is one of the most stressful things during the holidays. People stay up till wee hours in the morning every night during the holidays. I know it's hard. It's very hard to eat healthy. It's very hard to sleep. take oregano oil, take the iodine on a regular basis, keep your intestines clean, drink lots of water during the holidays, reduce your stress, and just doing those things alone should help you stay healthy during the holidays. I mean, that's, just the choices you make, really, making that choice to go to bed, early, making that choice to not have that extra glass of wine or eggnog or whiskey or whatever it is late at night, and to drink a glass of water instead. Life is all about the small choices. I mean, if you break it down, it's just about tiny decisions that you make all day long, every single day. It's about discipline. Like, take it day by day. When you set goals, set goals for the end of the day. You're in a competition with yourself every single day. Are you going to win that competition with yourself today, or are you going to lose that competition with yourself today? And during that day, just like a football game, and you have a bunch of different plays on offense and a bunch of different plays on defense, the football team who wins the most plays usually wins the game. Not every play they're going to win. Not every decision you might win, but if you have more winning decisions than you have losing decisions, that you're going to win for the day. If you can do the 80-20 rule, if you can do the 90-10 rule with your health, you're going to be doing great. And it's all about micro decisions. When you set goals for yourself, like, I'm going to lose weight, like, I'm going to eat healthy for the next month, okay? That doesn't work a lot of times because, set goal, if you just win the day, that's what your main goal should be. Because, it's too hard for your mind to focus on the week and tomorrow and the next week and the next month and everything. Just focus on the decision. Just do it decision by decision. Just discipline. Like, okay, I can either drink this glass of wine right now, or I can drink a glass of water right now. And then use positive reinforcement. Say, if I drink the wine, how am I going to feel in the morning when I wake up? Am I going to have a headache? That's not going to be that good. If I drink the water, how am I going to feel? I'm going to feel healthier. I'm going to feel more refreshed in the morning. So use, like, when you're trying to make that decision, use that positive reinforcement on the good thing and use negative reinforcement on the bad thing. I'm going to look in the mirror if I eat this extra piece of cake in the morning. In the morning, I'm going to get up, I'm going to take a shower, I'm going to look in the mirror, and I'm going to probably think I'm a little bit fatter. I'm going to feel bloated. I'm going to feel worse. I'm going to feel like, I'm going to be asking myself, why did I do that? Always the next day you're sitting there going, if I would have just made the better decisions yesterday, I wouldn't even be feeling like this today. And then you start beating yourself up for making all those decisions. Just take it one decision at a time, and just try to do the best that you can for yourself. And at the end of the day, if you have more good decisions than you have bad decisions, then you actually won. Pat yourself on the back, and that's a good day. All right. How do I get my normal vitamin D intake during the winter? So you can eat extra shiitake mushrooms. You can put those in, make some dishes with some shiitake mushrooms. But you can actually use sun lamps. You can buy them online. You can set them up, and you can spend like 10, 15 minutes in your, direct skin contact to get vitamin D. Most of the time, I recommend just taking a vitamin D supplement during the winter, and that's why we have the Suntrex. I don't have one here, but the Suntrex D3 is a really good vitamin D product to take, a couple dropperfuls a day, and you'll notice that that's also a good point to make. The immune system really needs, the immune system and stress and your mental attitude is very dependent upon how much vitamin D, your brain actually is very dependent on how much vitamin D you have. So definitely a good recommendation to take extra vitamin D during the holiday season. Any tips on managing stress during the holidays? This question comes up over and over and over again. I mean, and the deal is I'm just like everybody else. I mean, I usually have family and I have to, stressful situations. You really have to just deal with it. And the best way that I know how to deal with stress is meditation. Meditation for me is like the best thing in the world. I mean, for everything. Keeps me calm, keeps me positive. Any deep breathing exercises and meditation will just work wonders in your life. But I also take neurofusion. Neurofusion is a really, really good product that we developed specifically for stress, anxiety, and depression to help you deal with that. It's got the lithium orotate in it. It's got other compounds in there that just balance out the natural neurotransmitters in your brain. And so it's highly effective. Spending time with yourself, and I'll tell you, during the holidays, another thing, sleep. Sleep is, most people, kids are out of school, most parents get stressed out by their kids a lot of times. I mean, it can be very stressful to have your kids, yelling and screaming and fighting and this and that. I've got 2 boys, and so it's, you have to just deal with that in a positive manner. But ashwagandha, believe it or not, it makes you feel good when you cook. Like, one of the ways you can deal with stress during the holidays is preparing your own meals. It's great. It's actually a good experience to take your kids shopping with you and picking out all the fresh vegetables and everything that you need, coming in, making it all, putting on some nice relaxing music and just cooking a good dinner. And I'll tell you what really, relieves stress also during the holidays, during Thanksgiving, is doing something special for somebody else. Like, we just called the church and found 2 families that didn't have any money, didn't have anything, any food, anything for the holidays. My family went to the store, my kids, all of us, we went there, we picked out everything they would need for a good organic Thanksgiving holiday, and then we go there and we deliver the food to them and make somebody else's life special during the holidays. Don't think about yourself all the time, but think about how you can help other people, how you can contribute, how you can give back, how you can make somebody else's holiday season special. I highly recommend everybody call their church, ask their church, do you have any families that are suffering that need help during the holiday season? And do what we did. Go knock on their door. Go deliver food to them. It's an incredible experience that is educational for your children, and the fact that you're just giving back. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for today. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you have any more questions, comments, feel free to put them in the comment section, and we'll try to get those answered. Remember, keep an eye out for our giveaway happening on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Please, it's all about sharing. Share this video with as many people as you can. I mean, that's just why we do what we do over here. We're not even a company, we're just a mission. I mean, it's all about helping change the landscape and natural health. It's all about teaching people the root cause of their illness, their disease, helping people get better. There's always hope, there's always faith. I don't care what you might be dealing with, what you might be suffering from, what your friends and family might have. Don't ever give up. There's always a solution to every situation. Keep the hope, keep the faith. And don't forget about our Black Friday sale starting Friday. Subscribe and save and go to the special link that we put, and you even have an early access to it, so you can get everything that you need before we sell out. And as with tradition, we always like to give away some products to some people that have been tuning in, spending their time. I know it's hard for everybody to get away and to spend time tuning in to a Facebook Live. So because we had so many questions on how you can keep your immune system healthy, I decided to give away 4 bottles of our certified organic oregano oil product, the Oregatrex. and we're going to ship that to you free of charge. And the first winner is going to be Linda Broderick. Congratulations, Linda, and thank you so much for tuning in. Next winner is Jessica Bussell. Thank you, Jessica. We really appreciate all your support tuning in. Next winner is going to be Karen Herzog. Thank you, Karen. And last but not least, we have Tana Barr. Thanks, Tana, for tuning in. Thanks to everyone. Have a great holiday season. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And until next time, live healthy.